WrestleMania 41 has come and gone, and I'm going to do something that I 100% stole the idea from Santi. Today, we are going to predict the WrestleMania 42 match card an entire year out. I don't know if I'm going to do 9 months and then 6 months and then 3 months, but maybe like at the 4-month mark, we'll come back to this and then we'll predict again, and then we'll just review a couple days before WrestleMania 42. We will come back to this video and see how bad I was. So I'm going to do 16 matches. There's probably not going to be 16 on the show. I think this year was 13 and the year before that was 14 or 15. So we're kind of doing a little bit extra, but I'm kind of just putting everybody that I want to see on this card first just to see what we can do. And it does get a little crazy. This is more like fantasy booking versus actual predictions, but we're just getting a little bit wild. Just on the off chance that we get at least one right would be pretty sick. Now, to start things off, there's going to be a host for New Orleans WrestleMania, and it's going to be Chelsea Green. Now, with the first match I'm predicting, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins in the main event of night one. Now, this is a match that could easily main event SummerSlam, but this is the match that makes the most sense, especially with how they went with the Raw after Mania, where it's Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins in the main event of WrestleMania. Yes, we just saw them main event this past weekend with the triple threat, but a triple threat is way different from a one-on-one match between the two of them, because that is a match that needs to happen, and it needs to happen at WrestleMania. This is on the off chance that Rock doesn't want to work Mania again, because I just think that that match is dead and gone between Roman and Rock. This is the perfect match for the entire year to set up because of what happened with taking the Wise Man and then Seth creating a whole faction that's going to dominate this whole WWE season leading into WrestleMania 42. I think it culminates with a match of Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Next is a more hopeful match than anything, but we're going to get Aleister Black versus Karrion Kross at WrestleMania one-on-one. Karrion Kross, I'm a huge fan of his character. I'm a huge fan of him, and I really hope they actually do something with him this year, and there's been rumors that they're going to. And he's in that very weird genre of like horror character slash like demon devil character, and that's a perfect opponent for a guy like Aleister Black, who is going to be returning. They can do some type of mind game type feud leading into WrestleMania 42. I think it'd be a fun match to see, and just two guys that are in that weird genre that I feel like could do some good things together. Next, in the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania, we have Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the Undisputed WWE Championship. And it was a match that's been teased, I think, twice already. And at one point, people were clamoring for this to be the main event of WrestleMania this year before the whole John Cena thing. I think that's a match that needs to happen. And what better way to do it than at WrestleMania in the main event of night 2? CM Punk can have back-to-back main events. There's a whole story there already, all the way back to AEW, and probably even before that. I think it's a perfect match and a perfect send-off for CM Punk. He's already 46, and by that time, he'll probably be 47, so there's still a time clock on CM Punk, so there's not much left for him to do. He can have his second WrestleMania main event in a row and to close out the entire weekend of WrestleMania. I think it'd be pretty awesome. Next, we have Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship or the World Championship, whichever one you want. I thought this was a match that was locked in for WrestleMania, and I thought that was the direction they were going to go. It's a match that at least I wanted to see, and I think this is a huge marquee match, especially in the women's division. This is a match that could 1,000% main event WrestleMania, and it would make total sense. This is a match that needs to happen, and just like the triple threat match with the men's, even though we got the triple threat with Io Sky and the two of them, I think this is a match that 1,000% should eventually be one-on-one. It's a match I really want to see, and I think most of the fans want to see. Next, this one's a little bit crazy, but kind of not. You have Io Sky versus Naomi for the World Championship. Naomi has flipped my entire opinion on her. I am a huge fan of her now. I wasn't before, but leading into WrestleMania 41, she changed my whole mind. I'm rooting for her to win Money in the Bank, but more importantly, it'd be really cool to see her go against a star in Io Sky for the World Championship. I think that'd be a huge deal. I think Naomi's earned it. I think it'd be really cool to see. So those matches were like my logical matches, but now we kind of get into a couple multi-man and multi-women matches, and just hear me out. We have Drew McIntyre versus Braun Breaker versus LA Knight, because LA Knight cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. This is a match that was supposed to be one-on-one. On the day of WrestleMania, the bell's about to ring. LA Knight comes out, cashes it in, turns it into a triple threat. Even though I think Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre by itself would be amazing. And I feel like the run that this faction of Paul Heyman, Seth, Braun Breaker, and whoever else they want to add is going to have a fantastic year, and I think it should culminate with a world title run from Braun Breaker. But just because I love LA Knight and I wasn't really sure what to do with him, I threw him in there. He cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and it's now a triple threat between the three of them. Next, we have Penta and Rey Fenix as World Tag Team Champions versus the Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Carmelo Hayes, who joined that faction, talking about Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman and all of them. And it's a TLC match that we didn't get this past year. I'm a huge fan of the Street Profits in general. I think they should be the premier tag team in WWE. I think Rey Fenix and Penta being together would just be fantastic because they were a tag team before, I'm pretty sure. I think they would do wonders holding the tag team titles. And then I just have Austin Theory and Carmelo Hayes in my brain joining that faction. And this is their push back into an important position in WWE. Next, we have Liv Morgan as the Intercontinental Champion versus Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. This is a match that I originally had Jade versus Liv just for the title, but I didn't really know what to do with Tiffany Stratton, so I threw her in there for a triple threat as well. There's going to be a couple triple threats on here, just deal with it. But if you mix and match any of these, I think they all make sense, and I feel like this could be a great, fun match to have at WrestleMania. Another triple threat, we have Sheamus versus Dominic Mysterio versus Bronson Reed. Another one where I had originally Sheamus versus Dom, but then I kind of threw Bronson Reed in there, who Bronson Reed, in this theory, I don't have him joining that faction, but I would love to see Bronson Reed part of the Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker Seth Rollins faction. I think that'd be fantastic for him. Next, we have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross as the women's tag team champions, and they are going against a mystery opponent. And those mystery opponents are the debuting of the main roster of Stephanie Valkur and Jordynne Grace. I feel like these two are the most ready to make the call up, and I feel like they should already be on the main roster, but they're just not, and that's whatever. But in my brain, this is their way of making their debut, being entered into the main roster and having them come out as a tag team just because they are probably the two most popular women in NXT, at least that are ready for the main roster. And I feel like that would be a great way for them to come in, become tag team champions, even if it's only for a limited time, but just to get them into the door that is the main roster. Next, this one I don't love. This would have made more sense this year, but I'm just going to go with the Usos versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. It's really hard to book the bloodline because they just keep coming back to each other, and it's just, I don't know who the hell would even want to see this, but I'm sure that the Usos, whether they're in singles competition or in a tag team match, they're going to be on the card, so I didn't really know where to put them. So I just threw them together versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. I thought that there was going to be a breakup between Solo and Jacob Fatu, which didn't happen this year, so maybe they're holding it off. Maybe it'll be a one-on-one match next year, but for right now, it's just another tag team match for the WWE tag team titles, which I don't love, but I didn't know what to do with them. Next, I think this story is right there for the taking whenever they want to pull the trigger and have it be Bayley versus Becky Lynch in a no-holds-barred match, because Bayley is just pissed off. She was taken off the card this past year for Becky Lynch to return and win the tag team titles. Yes, she immediately lost it the next night, but it all started with this, and it got Bayley off the card, and she feels disrespected. You could have a very great feud between these two veterans leading into WrestleMania. Giving them a stipulation match would just be different and a lot of fun, and just have them go crazy. It's right there for the taking whenever they want to do it. I think it'd be fantastic. Next, I don't love this, but I kind of do like this. It's going to be a tag team match with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul and Travis Scott. I put them together specifically because Damian Priest and Bad Bunny have had history together. They've wrestled in a tag team before. They wrestled in a great street fight match in Puerto Rico. And what better way than to have them come back together? They could take on probably the most hated person on the entire roster in Logan Paul. And then because everybody's pissed off at Travis Scott, but apparently he's training for a match, have Travis Scott make that big celebrity match that people want to see. It would definitely get some eyes on the product. And this could end with John Cena returning, hear me out, after he retired in December when he became a good guy again. He turned on The Rock and he turned on Travis Scott. Have John Cena return and smack the shit out of Travis Scott, because I didn't like the receipt that Cody Rhodes gave Travis Scott with just the Cody cutter. I feel like it just should have been more. Have Cena return, take out Logan, take out Travis Scott, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny win. You get a WrestleMania moment with your two celebrities and with John Cena returning in a WrestleMania moment. I think that's a fun thing to do. Next, this could be in a very emotional feud if you want it to be. And obviously this is, of course, if Kevin Owens is able to recover and return in time. Not a great idea on my end to put him in a Hell in a Cell match, but having him versus Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn in a triple threat Hell in a Cell match, the emotional ride, this would make a lot of sense. You have Kevin Owens returning. You have Sami Zayn upset at Randy because you could just kind of word it to where Sami blames Randy for Kevin Owens getting hurt. Kevin Owens is still upset at Randy because they were still fighting and he just still feels disrespected. You could intertwine it however you want. You could word it however you want. Just get me to that match. I hope to God that Kevin Owens can return for something like that, or at least return to be able to be featured at WrestleMania 42. And I feel like two workers like Randy and Sami would keep him very safe in the ring. Not a great thing considering, the injuries and all that, but I'm going with this one. And for a while, I was stuck with what to do with Gunther. I imagine he's going to go on a reign of terror after losing. He just got suspended attacking Pat McAfee. And what better person to put him up against that just wants to cause chaos is Ilja Dragunov. I don't have to say much. If you've ever seen them fight, they beat the absolute shit out of each other. It would be a hard-hitting classic match. Give them zero time limit. Just do whatever you want and go absolutely crazy. Make the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. And in my final match in my predictions is AJ Styles versus Chad Gable in a retirement match. And because AJ Styles is getting older, he's not getting any younger, and he's mentioned before, like, he doesn't know when his last match is. AJ Styles has had a weird WrestleMania list of opponents. I feel like Chad Gable could probably give him his best match and most entertaining match. I think it'd be fantastic for them to go at it and have AJ Styles retire out on top and that just call it a day. Now, I'm fully aware that a lot of these aren't really realistic, or like there's just so much thrown in. Like there's so many multi-man matches. There's so many different types of matches. There's 8 singles matches, 4 tag team matches, and 4 multi-man triple threat matches. So I don't expect that to happen. Let me know your predictions. We are a little less than a full year out. I'm excited to come back to this and see how well we did. I don't think we did good at all, but it'd be fun anyway.